And it says we are live. I'm here. You're beautiful. It's Thursday night. That means it's time for GotBot Goes live. I, of course, am your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share. Of course, subscribe. And while you are at it, light 'em up, baby. Hit that notification bell. Helps me out a ton. Let you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that's in the description down below. Also in the description down below. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through Spring. Or, of course, hit the join button at any given time, baby, and become a channel member. I'm going to tell you guys now that I'm going to aim to make this show. I don't want to say quick, but I'm going to aim to keep it very kind of controlled. Yesterday, I had a wisdom tooth removed, an impacted sideways wisdom tooth, right? Your teeth usually go up in your mouth like this. Well, this one was like sideways impacted like that. So I'm about a day out from that, and I'm trying to, take care of my jaw and whatnot as I recover. It's going well, luckily. And no issues at this time. I'm taking my pain meds and I'm trying to rest up. And if I feel it, then I stop for a little bit. But in an effort to not overdo it, I might not be quite as animated as I usually am. And like I said, I'm going to try and keep it somewhat controlled and short. I mean, not 10 minutes or anything, but I'm going to try to stay kind of focused. So I hope you'll bear with me this week as I am kind of healing. We will begin the show, though, with a moment of silence anyway, because I found out just before we went on the air that today, former Hasbro CEO Alan Hassenfeld of the Hassenfeld family that started Hasbro, right? The Hassenfeld brothers that started Hasbro in the 1920s. This was a member of the original family. He was the CEO in the 80s when he kind of oversaw the initial creation of Transformers. He was known to be quite a philanthropist as well. So in honor of one of Hasbro's, founding family members, former CEO, Alan Hassenfeld, passed away at the age of 76. A moment of silence for him and everything that he has given our childhoods and our community. Okay, let's kind of get going here. Hey, Francis, Daryl, Marcus, input. Hey, Albert, Big M, Mike, happy to see you. I'm going to ask Walmart if they have anything else in the back because they don't put Transformers on the regular shelves. You never know, but I mean, as somebody who worked in Walmart, I can tell you now that we rarely used to know what was actually in the back. It was just all boxes. We'd know when we'd open it out on the floor. Like it would say toys, and they might be able to say, yeah, no, there's a Transformers box here or there, but a lot of times we didn't really know until it came out on the floor. But hey, can't hurt to ask, right? Hey, Razor Bear Caldillo. Hey, Lion. Okay, so I'm going to kind of kick us off. Like I said, I'm trying to keep us going here. Bear with me, but we're going to start off tonight with this. The latest images of Basara Prime. These are from the pre-order, as a matter of fact. We talked about this a lot last week, so I'm not going to belabor it here. But you can get an idea of exactly like how big it is and what. It's a fair size. Like it's a substantial, I think, Transformer. And I do like the look of it. There's no doubt, right? The pre-orders and stuff have gone up. It's just, again, I don't know this era of Macross. If you do, cool. I don't need the guitar, I get and I respect that it has its place. It's just, it's not for me. That's all. Do I think it's well made? Yes. If you are a Macross fan of this series, of this era from 1994, this is probably great for you, I think it's well made. It's just interesting. Look at that Enterprise. Cool. I think it's interesting. It's just, it's not for me personally. I think it's well made and all that stuff. No doubt. I have no idea what the price of this thing is, but coming from Takara, I'm going to say a few $100s for sure. And I do like the face-plated face as well. The mouth one is okay, but like if this guy's a prime, I tend to usually associate primes with the faceplate, right? I guess defaulting to Optimus, right? Other people would probably be like, nah, man, mouth is cool. And if you're one of those people, neat. Nothing wrong with that. So we'll get out of that. We're going to move up. So, latest in the rumor mill, MPM, which has been sort of dormant for the last little while, looking like it may return with Sideswipe. I think that would be a very interesting addition. Revenge of the Fallen Sideswipe, by the way, which I'm pretty sure is the one where he was a convertible. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I think it's the one where he's a convertible. I don't know how much truth is behind this, but this NPM rumor follows hot on the heels of the other rumor that Michael Bay is coming back to direct a. Pardon me, that burp came out at a very inappropriate time. But it follows on the heels of Michael Bay, a rumor of Michael Bay coming back to direct a film as well. So is there any truth to this? I don't know. I mean, I'll keep on top of the story for you, but it could be true. I think that it would be a logical selection for the NPM line, but we'll see. Speaking of rumors, Missing Link has a rumor that they may be getting a Nemesis Prime. This would make sense. We have the Optimus on a Missing Link that was recolored as Sentinel. Why would they not recolor it as Nemesis? We do know that there was a rumor of a Missing Link Decepticon, and all it was said was Decepticon. Well, it looks like that first Decepticon is going to be Nemesis Prime, which I find interesting since Nemesis Prime is really more of a harbinger of Unicron than he is really a Decepticon, even though he gets lumped in with the Decepticons all the time. So, cool, I guess. I mean, if you like the Missing Link Optimus and you would like to have him in black with red windows, then neat. If I was in for the Missing Link stuff, I would 100% want this. Absolutely. If I had Optimus and probably Sentinel, I'd be like, I know it's the Optimus mold again, but it's Nemesis Prime. Come on. So I'm not against this at all. Interesting that they're using the Nemesis Prime here from the War for Cybertron trilogy, but it's a Missing Link Nemesis they're talking about, which would, I believe, probably follow closely after the reissue now of the Missing Link Optimus Prime, right? So the mold we know is still being in use and stuff, right? So yeah, why not? Why not? A couple of rumors there that I even though they're not the lines that I collect, I know a lot of people who do, and I hope that they're both true. I hope that they prove to be real rumors, right? I hope that the rumors become reality. There you go. Transformers, Devastation Elite, Seeker, and Ground Soldier 2-pack, Age of the Prime, Cyberworld, all found in the UK. I can also tell you that all of this has also been found in Canada as well. So, except for Cyberworld. I haven't seen any Cyberworld stuff here yet. But everything else is kind of kicking around. So make of that what you will. We're going to go down here. Dr. Wu. We all know that they're doing a Slugfest and Overkill. They're also doing a red Slugfest, which looks great with the gold blasters and the gray legs and the like gray plates. I love the dichotomy of the gray and the red here. And the gold is just a nice accent. Looks great together. And of course, Slugfest is red and green. Very Christmas-esque, if you ask me. If you're wondering why they have these colors instead of, Slugfest usual weird green and like pink, and Overkill as usual blue and white, gray. The reason they have these colors is because this is the Shattered Glass versions. And if you have Shattered Glass Soundwave, these guys could fit in the chest of that as well. I really enjoy Shattered Glass, so I'm happy to see these guys, especially since Shattered Glass Soundwave came with Laserbeak and Ravage, but I think that's all he came with, if I'm not mistaken. So adding a couple of more, not a bad idea, honestly. Really not a bad idea. Plus the Decepticons, the good guy Decepticons, could really use their forces bolstered a little bit. It's Dr. Wu. I would expect it to be good. I recently, of course, reviewed their Decibel. I like it. I do wish that there was another connection point. Under the Arms is okay, but it can come untapped. Somebody said that their Slam Dance was, might have been Marcus, actually. I could be wrong, though. Somebody did say that their Slam Dance is like the best that they've done of the three, though I really do enjoy Chatter as well. This was mentioned out in the UK, also out in the US now, is the Wave 1 Armored Cyber Changers. If you want, that Galvatron, that Bumblebee, they're, I think, about core class size, roughly. Still no elbows. We talked about how the Bumblebee can transform last week, and we said we've seen this Bumblebee transformation a zillion times. Nothing against these, but again, this isn't a line that I'm particularly in for. There was this week a clip for Cyberworld, and I'll mention it now. We'll gloss over it as we get to it. And it was a sneak peek. Word is there's going to be something like 5-minute episodes on YouTube. I think there's like 36 episodes or something like that. We'll see the details when we get to it. And I'm like, oh man, something that's with 5-minute episodes on YouTube. I don't know about this, man. I really don't. Word is there'll be a new episode. I can't remember if it's a week or a month. Until like next summer or something. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I had high hopes for that based on the very first sort of trailer, I suppose. And I was like, oh, it looks like it could be gritty. It looks like it could be pretty good. It premieres this Saturday. Make of that what you will. Not much to say there. I don't know if they got any actual screenshots here, or if it's just the clip. A couple of screenshots. And the clip, of course, is Grimlock battling Optimus, right? So there's Grimlock, right? And like there's this fire. I like the fire. I think that's a cool effect. Optimus is like, hey, hold back, big guy. And he got the big tires on his arms. This reminds me a lot of Wild King. I don't know. It's not as gritty as I thought it was going to be, and that kind of disappoints me a bit. Not that it's bad looking. And I'll certainly give it I'll give it a watch for the sake of 5 minutes, but I do wish it was something more, I suppose you could say. And I really am somebody who likes to give new fiction a chance. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm not gung-ho about it. ACG Hong Kong had the Yolopark AMK Pro Revenge of the Fallen Megatron on display. AMK Pro is really popular, I guess. I don't want to say size, but price point for Yolopark. They're doing a lot of this now. This looks like a really bulky version of Megatron, of course. Being Pro, he has die-cast, he has LED lights. Right, but fits in nicely with the other AMK Pros. Looks nice, big, beefy, burly. I like it. I do. I really do like it. But I don't think any of us would expect anything less from Yolopark now. So, yeah, here's where the details are. And again, you can see, like, it's not that it looks bad. It looks good. It's just, it's not as gritty as I thought it was going to be. Though I do think the shading and stuff looks pretty realistic. So basically says that, yeah, it'll be on the official Transformers YouTube page. New Season 1 episodes rolling out each month into summer 2026. 36 5-minute digital episodes. Official Transformers YouTube channel. So starting this weekend for the next 36 weeks heading into summer of next year, not a full year, but into summer of next year, each month? Yeah, each month. How are they doing 36 5-minute episodes if they're doing an episode a month until 2026? That math isn't mathing. Anyway, you can check it out when it comes out Saturday. Make of that what you will. I'll give it a check out. Reissue alert. If you don't have Legacy Blaster or Kingdom Blaster or Studio Series 86 Blaster or Legacy Twincast, if you missed all of those releases, fear not, 86 Blaster is getting another release. Personally, I'd like to just have a rewind. I have an eject. I'd like to have a rewind. I didn't get Twincast just because I'm more connected to Blaster. than I am the twin cast coloration. Nothing against the twin cast coloration. I'm a blaster guy, but I would very, very much like to have a rewind. So I don't know if you want this, cool. Now I do think before this blaster was exclusive to Target in the US and Toys R Us in Canada. This seems like it's going to be one of those examples, much like Cosmos, or Crasher, for example, where they're taking something that was an exclusive and now they're putting it out to the masses. Maybe you should have done that to begin with. They also did that with Origins Bumblebee and the Coneheads. So hopefully more of these exclusives will get to see the light of day. I mean, we might as well talk about it. We have, I don't know why that's not. We have Lego Soundwave. Word is it's about the same price as Optimus was, which I think here in Canada was like $220. He comes with Ravage and Laserbeak, both of which can transform. He himself can transform. Plus, he has a little teeny tiny version of himself already in alt mode as well. This one looks like, I mean, there's obviously knees here that can bend forward for the transformation. I do wonder if they can bend back or if they're much like the Optimus where it's a solid leg to support the weight. I feel like they can bend back a little bit though. Love the look of this. Very clean. Very, very clean. Very impressive. We'll see some more pictures later on, but really impressed with how well that Soundwave has turned out. I'm going to check in with you guys in a moment. Because we don't, like I said, we don't have much news this week. Actually, I'm going to do the news, and then I'm going to check in with you guys because I want to talk about something, which is fun, by the way. And then we'll do the trivia and the unboxing. Get out of here. HasLab emails going out for a replacement for Omega Prime. Now, I was talking to Big M about this, and he said, hey, the emails are going out. And I said, great. That's exactly what Hasbro needs to do. They need to replace this. And he said, I'd have been okay if they sent out the parts and whatnot. And I said, yeah, I get that. But since this was something that was crowd-funded, since this was something that was like made to order, since this was something that they apparently put all of their blood, sweat, and tears into, and every ounce of dedication is into it, and this thing is going to be perfect when it ships out to you. It's going to be flawless and wonderful. I think if they sent you parts and said, hey, you have to do surgery yourself, that's not fixing the problem. If I back something that's a crowd-funded thing, I shouldn't have to do any work for it. None. And if something is wrong, I expect the company to make it right, not with parts. I expect brand new. Now, in this case, I don't think you need a whole new Omega Prime. Like you don't need the Ultra Magnus. You probably don't even need the trailer. But you certainly need the core robot. And they've even said, don't even worry about sending back the other one. So if you are somebody who's getting this, you always now have the option of having like a combined Omega Prime and quite possibly, even with the breakage, at least like a separate just Optimus that can sort of stand out to the side. I think that's the right thing to do. I often call out Hasbro about a lot of nonsense, but I think that they are handling this unfortunate situation the right way. And I actually think they're doing the right thing by fans. Make of that what you will. PUBG has a crossover with Transformers, and the little blurb talks about Optimus versus Megatron. Make of that what you will. I don't know PUBG, so I can't speak anything on it other than to say there's a crossover if you play it. We'll go into here. This is a lottery by a store in Japan where if you buy a lottery ticket, it's like $5. And you could win like a couple of T-shirts, or you could win an acrylic Optimus Primal or Rat Trap. These are all like those acrylic stands. They seem to be really hot in Japan right now for whatever reason. Acrylic stands, Cheetor, Rhinox, Dinobot. I'm not into the acrylic stands, but hey, if you are, cool, I guess. Eraser. Who was just here? Cheetor, not Cheetor, Tigatron. Right, so if you like the acrylic stands, cool, I guess. I don't think it would be for me. I'm not spending $5 on an acrylic stand. It's just not for me. Age of the Primes Commander Class Silverbolt out in the US on shelves. This was found at a Target, which was where? in Florida. It looks like a Target in Florida. So they're starting to eke their way out. People have wondered if the Commander classes are going to make it on shelves. Somebody asked me, will this be on shelf? And I was like, I don't know. I think actually they were asking about the Constructicon Commander class. And I just said to them, I would imagine it'll be wherever Commander classes are sold, right? I don't know. This isn't mine. By the way, we'll talk about, because I've only done half of that Commander class set yet. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes when we're done the news here. MGO took a look at the Transformers Studio Series 1 Starscream. I mean, cool, I guess. I don't really need to see all that. But, like, there you go. Like, the Starscream looks all right from Transformers. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, he's kind of fugly. But that being said, it is, like, he was sort of like that in the film, right? He wasn't a handsome dude in the film either, you know? But, yeah. I find it a bit weird that they're using this off-white, off-white, almost beige color for him. But what I do like, I can go down, is this. I like that this Tetrajet mold looks a lot like the Tetrajet mold from the Bumblebee movie. If you're not going to do the kind of traditional weird triangle thing, I think that this is a nice way to do a Tetrajet. I'm okay with the War for Cybertron Fall of Cybertron Tetrajets as well. I really like that. But as far as embodying the spirit of a Tetrajet, I feel like this does a pretty darn good job of it, honestly. Yeah, he's a little small, but like I think that's a good looking Tetrajet. Obviously, he's deluxe as the rest of them are, and not for nothing, but like he fits in well. Like he looks good with the I'll call it the main cast, if you will, right? And from the back, I mean, he got a couple of thrusters and stuff. Very similar in some respects to the Siege versions, right? So let's get out of this. TFCon Toronto has an MMC exclusive that they're calling Tyrantplex instead of just Tyrant. Obviously, this is intended to be the, I believe, Stormbringer Megatron. But this is a recolor with blue parts and a black head. I'm thinking that this coloration is intended to be Megaplex, which I think was in Machine Wars, if I'm not mistaken. And Megaplex shares a body type with Megatron. I think that's what this is. I think that this is going to be a hot seller. MMC is so good. And I think the price Canadian is $205, I believe. But I mean, if any company is going to do that Stormbringer Megatron body will say justice, it's going to be MMC because they're just that good. They really are. There's no other images, unfortunately, but this one. But you can get a good idea there of what he will be like. It's so much beautiful silver too. And we know we got Comic-Con coming up in a couple of weeks. On the Thursday night, Robert Kirkman will be doing a panel. This might be interesting because we had a rumor about how the Skybound comics were becoming a series. We might get more information in Kirkman's panel about that when the time comes. Time will tell. This, of course, is the announcement about Alan Hassenfeld. And last but not least, this is the additional images of Lego Soundwave. Now, I'm not going through the video, but we will run through the images here. And I think it looks really good. I really do. I like seeing the transformation and stuff like this. A lot of parts, obviously. You can see that you can put the cassettes in the chest. I really like that. I think that's an important feature. And you can see, again, both Ravage and Laserbeak can transform. They also have their blasters, right? Laserbeak can also fit in there. I mean, he's a fair size. I'm sure he'll be about the size that Optimus is. Certainly bigger than the Bumblebee. Has his blaster, has his shoulder thing. Love the head. I want to say head sculpt, but the way that they did the head, I guess, because I'm sure it's multiple pieces. But I really like the head. I think it's very clever how they worked it out. I don't think I'd have the patience now, though, to put it all together. I just don't think I'd have the patience anymore. And of course, like you have that little sound wave over here. I don't know what this piece is. Maybe somebody else knows, or this little piece, but I'm sure it all makes sense in the end, right? Anyway, would you believe that that is it for the news? I'm going to check in with you guys up here now because I know you've been talking while I've been here. And then I wanted to talk about just something real quick, and then we'll do the trivia, we'll do the unboxing, and we'll get out of here. Let's see. How far back was I? About right here. Macross Prime, or as I like to call him, Blaster, but if he became a Prime, yeah, like, you know, he's kind of like if Blaster became a Prime, you're right. But Sarah Prime looks pretty cool. Just not something I want to drop hundreds on, I agree. IRC somewhere around 200, 300. Yeah, I figured it would be a few hundred. It turns to a truck from the TV show The Highwayman. Really? I've never watched that show. I've heard the name a couple of times, but I don't really know The Highwayman. You know what? Input? I was earning XP in chat yesterday with you guys too, or the day before. Day before, I think it was it? I was so out of it yesterday with the sedation for my jaw. I don't even know if that was yesterday or the day before. Ravenous Prime. I like that, Keldeo. A question for Big M. What would you think of a KO Studio Series 86 Magnus in shattered glass colors? Ooh, I think I'd like that. I got to say, I think I would like that. Dark of the Moon was a convertible Corvette. Yeah, and I think I was going to say I thought that was the convertible. Thank you, Razor Bear. Hey, Maximal 10. If we're getting ROTF, MPM, this could mean we could get the MPM twins or even MPM follow. Yeah, you could, except Evan specifically said that the twins are inevitable, but they're not a priority now. So I wouldn't hold your breath for them anytime soon. Evan has specifically said like they're inevitable, but they're not really on the radar right now. So they'll come. How soon? I don't know. Nemesis Prime in the G1 mold would be cool. I agree with you, Input. Absolutely. There are some depictions of Nemesis Prime as a Decepticon or human creation of both the U.S. and Japanese fictions. Yes, there are some, I know. But my understanding was that initially he was birthed by Unicron, right? I guess it depends on what fiction you follow. Like you look at Prime, Mech basically creates it, right? Or is it Mech? Is that what they were called in Prime? I think it was Mech. I think Silas controlled it or something, right? So yes, you're right. There are definitely times when he is a Decepticon, but I've always described that he, is birthed, and even in some of the comics, like he has even been technically Nova Prime, his origins are varied depending on the fiction you follow. You're absolutely right. I tend to defer to him as a creation of Unicron, but that's just me. The Ground Trooper G1 version of the TFP Viacons. I don't know why he said that, but okay. G2, yeah, the Slugfest is also, apparently a G2, but apparently it's the Shattered Glass colors too. I did change my logo. Somebody did it. If you look at it, if you actually look at the logo, actually this logo is still in that. It's behind Robot Me. And you know the way I kind of set up here for the show, right? Like I got the sofa behind me. I got this behind me. I'm usually holding a bag or a box or something. I'm like got that yelling face. Well, it's this sort of thumbnail scene if I was a robot. And I was like, man, cool. So yes, I did. I saw it. I was like, man, can I use that? He was like, yeah, go ahead. So that's exactly what I did. Shattered Glass is so good. Well, the OG Shattered Glass, the IDW was hot trash. It was, but I was glad to get a lot of those Shattered Glass characters, though, because I was like, man, I've wanted Shattered Glass for so long. Trying to hunt down the originals is nigh on impossible. So I've been very happy to get what I got with Shattered Glass, but I'm with you, Input. Absolutely love when they flip stuff on their head. Same thing with like even Star Trek, like they've done a number of episodes. Deep Space Nine used to do a ton where they'd go to the Terran Empire and stuff, right? Instead of Starfleet. So I always like when they turn stuff on their ear like that. It's good to know third-party shattered glass figures are a norm now. Some originality has been needed for the third-party pretty filled. Yes, I agree. No thanks on Cyberworld. I'll watch it. It's only 5 minutes. I mean, why not? We waste more time than that going to the bathroom, you know? That Cyberworld Galvatron looks like he's cosplaying as Shattered Glass Hot Rod. He does. He has a very Lemmy type of face, right? I've seen the clip of Cyberworld, and I'll say this. For a filler series, it ain't that bad. No, it's okay. It's just I don't like the little 5-minute things. I like a nice, solid half-hour episode. Cyberworld looks better animated than Wild King, at least. Yes, it does. I agree. I want the Skybound Comics episodes. Me too, but we got to get details about it first. Been forever since we've seen Grimlock being an antagonist against Prime. I don't really know how that Optimus looks. The windshield, most especially. So they are going to stretch this out over 1.5 years. I don't know, man. I have no idea how they're doing it. I really don't. Time will tell, I guess. Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're saying new episodes till next summer. They'll take a break and do more. Maybe there'll be 36 in all when it's done. Maybe. I don't know. The description makes it sound like Squid Games or Battle Royale, though obviously won't be as dark as either of those. I've never seen either of those. I don't know what you're talking about. I've heard the titles, but I've never watched any of that. I can't wait to get that blaster. You don't have that blaster already? Oh, get him. He's a lovely blaster. And the eject is great. It'll make you wish that the Decepticons Rumble and Frenzy had elbows, but the eject is great. Yeah, it was a Target exclusive, 86 blaster. Okay, maybe I'll pick him up. So far, I'm good with the Kingdom. Buffering? I don't know. Am I buffering? If I'm buffering, I don't know it. Hey, Joel. Off to sleep. We'll watch tomorrow. Sleep tight, buddy. Lego Soundwave actually looks really good in my opinion. Not sure if I could justify spending $180 though. Well, I mean, I think if people saw the value with Optimus, I think there's even more value with the Soundwave. So make of that what you will. I feel the same way, like $180, no thanks. Lego's pricey though anyway, right? Let's be realistic here. The thing is in high demand and they're all pricey. Nice Lego Soundwave, looks clean. I agree with you, Albert. Hey, Imperial. I guess Hasbro doesn't want to have another bot known for using logic. Maybe. I got my email for Omega the other day. A full replacement is more than I expected, so no complaints here. And I think that's exactly what they should do. I actually think they're doing right. I'm sorely tempted to get that Lego Soundwave, one of the few Decepticons I lean towards. A Lego Soundwave. Not a big surprise considering how much Optimus and Bumblebee. Soundwave was an obvious choice in terms of how Lego could translate it along with the transformation. I agree. I think Soundwave is one that they could look at, and the way he moves, the chunkiness and the squared edges and the fact he turns to a box was like, we're Lego, man. We can do this. No problem. I do find it interesting that the email doesn't specify Optimus, though, just Omega Prime. Maybe you will get a full Omega Prime. My understanding was it was just the Optimus, but maybe you will get a full Omega Prime. That'd be cool. I don't know PUBG was still a thing. I didn't know it was ever a thing to begin with. I'm old man. That's right. Old man. All I can say about PUBG is basically Fortnite before Fortnite. I don't know anything about Fortnite either. Hey, Alan. SS1 Starscream looks good. I agree. I think SS1 Starscream does look good, buddy. I have my nitpicks with the way SSTF1 Starscream looks, but the jet mode and transformation are awesome. I don't get the whole beige thing with all of the TF1 toys. I guess they wanted it to look gritty, lived underground. I don't know. Hey, Lance. I mean, I'm doing all right. I'm doing as well as I can, considering this side of my face is a little swollen. I had a sideways tooth taken out. Otherwise, I'm doing all right, buddy. No ankle tilt on him. Are you talking about the Soundwave? I'd say you're right. Bloom? Is it Bloom? Am I saying it right? Is it Bloom? Tell me if I'm saying it right. I know there's a 30 at the end, but is it Bloom? Or is it Blue Me? Maybe it's Bloomy. I'm going to say Bloom. I don't know. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Wish the hands folded away, but other than that, no real complaints on the Tetrajet. Yeah, I think the Tetrajet's okay. And again, it's a deluxe too, right? No waist swivel or ankle tilts. But again, it's a deluxe. I'm not really surprised. And anybody who thinks that we're in an age now, I mean, we've had these up prices for a few years. You think that they're not going to start stripping stuff away? I told you guys in 2019 when the prices went insane here in Canada, long before there was ever a pandemic or any nonsense like that everybody uses an excuse for other than greed. As soon as the prices jumped from 19 to 29, I said, yeah, this is too much. And everybody said, GotBot, stop complaining. These are the best we've ever had. And I was like, how long do you think it's going to last before they start, taking away mass, before they start taking away pain, before they start taking away articulation? What do you think you're going to lose first? We lost mass first. Well, now it would be iffy to take mass away. So you're going to see a loss of articulation coming next. Mark my words. You can, you're only crazy and you're only wrong until you're right. I mean, I might pass on him due to that, but I'd say you can set yourself that you're going to start passing on an awful lot of stuff because I think that's the way things are going pretty quickly. I got my silver bolt yesterday and his nose cone is installed upside down. I mean, we hear a lot of these misassemblies now. Again, something else they shouldn't have done in 2021, besides for changing to that cheap-ass white plastic that yellowed, they also changed factories. They shouldn't have. They should not have changed factories. That was a mistake because obviously the factory you're using now is not doing a good job. I don't remember an era with so many misassembly issues as we get now. I can't think of any era where there's been as bad misassembly issues as we get now. I'm still waiting for my Stormbringer Megs. That got to be the MMC one. Megaplex is from Machine Wars, basically Megatron Nemesis Prime counterpart. I mean, yeah, kind of. That's as good a way, I guess, to put it as anything. I bought KO86 Optimus in Ultra Magnus White. Prime Colors can't wait to get it in hand. I hear only good things. Some people have gotten that Ultra Magnus in white, and instead of using it as Magnus, what they're saying is it's Optimus when he gets revived and covered in the stuff that keeps him from the falling for the hate plague when he's like all white. So some people are saying it's that version of Optimus too. So I think you could use it for either one. Lego Soundwave is cool. I agree. The sound box is cool, but the Decepticons are awesome. Is Megatron rules level of G2 cheesiness. Doesn't the box for Lego Soundwave look a lot like the Takara Masterpiece Soundwave box? I thought so too. It certainly does, says Maximal 10. Looks like leader class prices are going up starting with Megatron. Oh, really? Now, they're not going up here, but that stinks. Welcome to the club, I guess, for overpriced stuff. Oh, it is Bloomy. Yeah, I get it. No ankle tilt on Starscream. That's really bothering you, hey? What did you do before 2019 when nothing had ankle tilt, man? I have the MD KO Optimus 86, a great figure. That's the one that comes with all the bits and pieces, right, Albert? And the trailer and stuff. I'd like to have the trailer. I can always use a spare trailer, But I've only heard good things about that as well. Okay, so Tuesday, I took a look at the first half of the Commander Class Studio Series Constructicons. Normally, I do a box set all in one, but I wanted to split them up, as I said in that video, to give each Constructicon their time to shine in the sun, right? And I think that that's important. I think that that's only a fair thing to do. Well, and I've said that I'm comparing it to my Combiner Wars with the Perfect Effect upgrade, and I've sort of referenced Unite Warriors. But you know what? I've never, ever watched a review or anything of the Unite Warrior set. So I said, you know what? I really should go back and look at that as I make these comments. So we've already done Scrapper, for example. And I said that Scrapper is exactly the same as the Combiner Wars with the Perfect Effect set. And it is. The only difference is that the 86 Scrapper's elbows can bend backwards for part of his transformation, and the bicep is what turns the arm around on the Combiner Wars one. I said, what about the Unite Warriors? The Unite Warriors does have a bicep swivel, and it does have an elbow, not in the same place as the Perfect Effect, but it still works fine. So I think whatever scrapper you have, Unite Warriors, Combiner Wars with the Perfect Effect upgrade, or the 86, they're all basically the same. They're all lovely. Then we looked at Bone Crusher, and I compared it to the Combiner Wars. The Combiner Wars and the Unite Warriors Bone Crusher, exactly the same except for paint apps. So if you prefer the 86 over the Combiner Wars, then you prefer the 86 over the Unite Warriors. Then we have Long Haul. And I said in the review that the proportions on the 86 Long Haul are infinitely better than they are on the Combiner Wars. And that's true. And the 86, even though it doesn't have a wrist swivel, it does have full T-pose. It has bicep. It has a good elbow bend. No waist, but great hips, great legs, great knee bend, ankle tilt, all that good stuff. I said, what about the Unite Warriors? So I looked at the Unite Warriors in comparison. The Unite Warriors does have an elbow, which Perfect Effect gives mine. The Unite Warriors still, the arms still go out to the side in that weird motion, like the Combiner Wars does. The difference between the Perfect Effect arms on Long Haul and the Unite Warrior arms is that the Unite Warrior set has a bicep swivel, but no wrist swivel because it's still the tiny arms. The Perfect Effect kit has no bicep swivel, but has a wrist swivel. So the only difference between Unite Warriors and Perfect Effect upgraded Combiner Wars Long Haul is the Combiner Wars one has a wrist swivel. The Unite Warriors one has a bicep swivel. Tomorrow will be Hook. We're going to do the other half tomorrow. And when we do Hook, I can tell you now that the Unite Warriors and the Combiner Wars are exactly the same. Again, except for paint differences. My Hook is slightly different because I do have the Perfect Effect arms on it. I think you're going to find tomorrow's very interesting with Hook. That will leave Mixmaster. Obviously, the 86 will be vastly different than the Combiner Wars or the Unite Warriors. The Unite Warriors Mixmaster on the bicep has another disc kind of inside, so you get a deeper elbow bend. But the Unite Warriors Mixmaster still doesn't have a bicep swivel. So I'm pretty sure the 86 Mixmaster is going to win there as well. And then last but not least, the Scavenger. I believe all three Scavengers are going to be pretty much the exact same. We'll see when the time comes. But I did want to talk about that because I never, ever talked about the Unite Warriors. I have to say, now that I've seen the Unite Warriors set and knowing how things move, I really think that even if I owned that, I would still want the Perfect Effect PC07 upgrade kit. I am really happy. I'm even happier now with my Perfect Effect set on my Combiner Wars after seeing the Unite Warriors. I think the Unite Warriors set is wonderful. If you got it, you don't need to upgrade nothing. But I think I prefer the Long Haul arms from Perfect Effect. I think I prefer the positioning of the elbow on Mixmaster for Perfect Effect. And I think I prefer the positioning of the elbow on Scrapper for Perfect Effect. In terms of 86, I mean, I've been saying this all along. Man, don't go back and look for Unite Warriors or Combiner Wars or the KO of Combiner Wars. Get the 86. So far, we've looked at 3. We're going to look at a 4th one tomorrow. And I can tell you now, they've all been very well done. Very, very impressively well done. Let's just check in with you guys very quickly here. And then we'll do the trivia. Let's see. I think I got to go to about here. Where is it? Where did I leave off? Maybe a cassette for a buzzsaw for the little Soundwave. That'd be cool. The little pieces are the cassettes you can put in the mini Soundwave. Thanks, guys. I didn't know what that was. I appreciate that. Getting the SS1 Seeker Trio. Hey, Two Stop. What are your thoughts on the MPG line that replaced Masterpiece? Some cool stuff out there. If you're into spending multiple hundreds of dollars on them, cool. I've never been an MP guy. in the least. I've never understood the value. I've never understood the appeal. I'm not an MP guy. I can't even get through reviews of it. I watch the transformation. I'm like, oh, I can't. You look at, for example, God Ginrai. The Super Ginrai set here in Canada is like $439. And then God Ginrai is something like, or God Bomber is something like another $250 or something. I'm sorry. I'm not spending $700 on a God Ginrai. I think it's impressive. I think it looks clean. I think it looks amazing. I think it looks really good. I don't understand the valuation. And it's not that I can't afford it. It's just I don't want to spend my money on that. If you are into that line and that's your bread and butter, I don't see anything wrong with it. It's not going to appeal to me. That's my feelings on it. I don't really have a dog in that fight, if that makes any sense. I want to know how many sounds are the sound brick. Huh, who knows? It was Tuesday. See? My day's been all screwed up, man. I'd be down for a Magnus KO for sure. Hey, I have the coffee mug. There you go, buddy. I made it. Hey, Ash. Didn't realize the logo behind your new logo channel. Right? See, you gotta look for the devil's in the details, buddy. The devil's in the details. You only really have a yellowing face when I send something to you. Yelling face when I send something to you. There's something to be said for that. Although, no, I get yelling faces other times. Lego is very expensive, no surprise. Yeah, I'm not surprised by it either, too. Stop. I didn't notice any buffering. Might be a regional thing. Maybe. Like I'm actually plugged into the modem. Like I'm not even using Wi-Fi. I'm actually plugged into it. Doesn't the box for Lego Soundwave look a lot like the Takara Masterpiece? We already saw that. Looks like leader class prices are going up. We already saw that. As we go down here. Never knew that part of the lore on the White Optimus colors. I gave him a new name. Dion Ambus. Interesting. Since him and Ultra Magnus coexist in my lore. Interesting. As toys sell a kit. What? AS Toys sell a kit that is just the KO86 trailer with all the extra edition parts like Megatron's arm and Starscream's head and pylons. Really? I didn't know that. I haven't seen it. Don't have a link, do you, Big M? If you do, just pop it along. I'd be interested to see that. I still have like 10 days before the Constructicon 2-pack. I hope that you enjoy that. MTM Perceptor and Alchemist will ship. How's everybody getting Alchemist so early, man? Hey, Phil, an attorney. Long Haul might have an awkward arm articulation, but he can do the chicken dance better than any other Decepticon. Fair enough. Finally got Silverbolt. Did everyone else get it in there? What? Get it in a beige color. Was Silverbolt beige? What? Finally got Silverbolt. Did everyone else get it in a beige color? I'd like to know what you guys think about a beige. I'm not in for the aerial bots. I've reviewed them, but they're Daryl's that I'm reviewing, not mine, because I'm sticking with the Combiner Wars. But what I've seen so far has been good. Is Silverbolt like a warm gray, like a beigey gray, kind of like the Titans Return Power Master Optimus Prime was? Not the Takara one. Remember that from Titans Return, that Power Master Optimus Prime, and like his gray was a little beigey. Kind of like the Starscream legs, maybe? There's one slight difference with Unite Warrior's hook. Has a visor that can clip up for Devastator. Yeah, I wasn't talking about Devastator. You're right. I guess if you want to put the visor for the two eyes. But I was just talking about straight up hook to hook. Not Devastator to Devastator. My Silverbolt is gray. I wouldn't call him beige. Gray or beige. Not as white as I thought it would be. Grayish. I like that. Ash grayish. My Silverbolt is very light gray. Definitely not white. Okay, just didn't know if I got a weird one. Thanks, guys. Maybe you did. I don't know. Wiki pictures of Silverbolt, so you can check there to see if yours is yellowed. Oh, my goodness. Wouldn't that be terrible? Check it out. Let us know. let us know what you find out as you dig a little deeper in that. The trailer on MD-005 is very sturdy overall, has a lot of accessories. I got the Carnivac 2-pack. Love the colors, but the Headmaster won't go in tight at all. Boo earns. I pre-ordered the KO of MPG Ginrai. Hey, D-Dog. Hey, Master Fire. Got an ear raid. Cool. Enjoy them. Input, take care, buddy. Thanks for dropping by. I can send you a link to that kit, Dennis. I've seen it on AliExpress. Please do. I'd be curious to see that. It's a lot better than Combiner Wars in my view. Yeah, see, I don't like the whole skeleton putting on clothes. I don't like that method of combining at all. I like my combiners to combine. And it's hard to do comparisons side by side. I said when the Combiner Wars Superion came out, I said, this is a perfect combiner. There's nothing wrong with it. I absolutely love everything about it. It's my favorite combiner in terms of figures. And I still feel that way. I had the Legacy Menasor, hated it, despised it actually, until I got the DNA design kit. It desperately needed it to be tolerable and even stand up. No, I don't find it's more sturdy. I find that he falls over way more than my Combiner Wars Menasor. Until I put on the DNA set. I don't want to have to get an upgrade kit for everyone. Now, a lot of people say that the aerial bots are sturdy, but I was already burned by the Menasor that I don't think was very good. Not as good as my Combiner Wars that I did a little bit of work on and fixed the torso of. So I know I'm in the minority. I know that the new ones are really popular, and I don't think you should go back and look for Combiner Wars now. I don't. If you are okay with the skeleton putting on clothes, and you're okay with that method of combining, then I have no reason to say anything other than get the new ones. If you feel like it's better than Combiner Wars, then that's cool. But I 150% disagree. I don't think it's nearly as good as Combiner Wars. But that's just me, right? The beauty is that now we have like a Superion. If you prefer a Superion where it's a true blue combiner, where the limbs are the separate bots, you can always go and get the Combiner Wars or the KO or whatever. But if you are somebody who likes the whole frame and adding the bots on, well, now we're getting that as well. And maybe for some, that'll work better. Maybe for Superion, it does work better. But because I really, really didn't like the Menasor that much, and I didn't find it was that great, and needs the upgrade kit, it's kind of like fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. But I think I've been really fair in my assessment so far, because the couple that I've reviewed from Daryl, both being just limb bots, have been very good. Not enough that I want to replace my Combiner Wars, but they've been very good, so I can't argue it. Thanks, I appreciate that, Big M. I got a Godzilla Grimlock on the way. Oh, interesting. That'll be interesting to see how he turned out. Only missing Shatterglass Grimlock to complete the line. Would you believe that I got Shatterglass Grimlock at EB Games? It was crazy. For what it's worth, I do think the AOP aerial bots make for a sturdier combiner than Menasor. Hasbro clearly saw the shortcomings of Menasor and improved on them. And that's possible too. That's very possible. I mean, if he's as good as you guys are saying, I guess I'll find out when I finally do review the combine mode, right? Totally agree. Superion is better constructed. Hey, Transformer Joe. Cut you live. I got Victoria put together today, and she is a beauty. But yeah, those old school combiners are way, way different from new combiners. They are. Oh yeah, very different. And some of them were better than others. No doubt about it. Some of them were more successful than others. So, you know, it's, what can I say? It's a crapshoot, right? You know, I find that if I'm happy with something I got, because of things like misassembly issues and whatnot, I'm becoming more and more gun shy to take the risk of upgrading, because I'm like, well, what if this is worse or misassembled or something, right? Anyway, such is life. Saw G1 Tantrum earlier. I say Tantrum a fair bit, oddly. The new combiner is cartoon accurate with a non-complex transformation. Combiner Wars is the more principled version, I guess. Yeah, I suppose. Anyway, let's do the trivia here, guys. And then we'll do the unboxing, and then we will get out of here, because I think my jaw's getting ready for a rest. Here we go. Which character, but from the ones I list below, which character from the ones I list below had a character mold created right at the beginning of Transformers, but has never ever appeared in any cartoon animation, not even a commercial? Is it Whirl? A. Is it Hubcap? B. Is it Topspin? C. Or is it Dreadwing? D. So who has a character model right from the beginning of Transformers, way back in the very beginning in the early 80s, right? But has never been in a cartoon animation. Has never been in a cartoon animation. Is it Whirl, Hubcap, Topspin, or Dreadwing? A, B, C, or D? We have a C. We have a Hubcap. Toy World missed a lot of money with their Combiner Wars torsos. They did. I agree. B, Whirl, Hubcap, B. We got some guesses. The answer is C, Topspin. Same was true for Twin Twist. Whirl was never in any G1 cartoon or commercial, but Whirl has been in Rescue Bots and Cyberverse. Hubcap has been in animated and been in a cartoon. And Dreadwing, of course, Transformers Prime, and I believe Transformers 1. But Topspin was the answer there. Along with Twin Twist, had one right from the very beginning. G1 Whirl, if we want to be specific to G1, and G1 Roadbuster. Those four were there right from the very beginning and never, ever had an appearance in a G1 cartoon or in animation. Whirl was a bit of a tricky one there because Whirl technically has been in Rescue Bots and Cyberverse has been in a cartoon. Just like Hubcap wasn't in the G1 cartoon or commercial, but has been in a cartoon with animated. And of course, Dreadwing is what it is. The only Topspin that we've ever had animated is, of course, the live action movie version. That's why I said animated in a cartoon, because that kind of excluded Topspin. It was a bit of a tricky one there, hey? Okay. Whirl's one of my favorites too. Okay, the unboxing tonight. So remember, tomorrow is going to be the other half of the Studio Series 86 Constructicon Commander Class set. Tuesday is going to be, you know what? There's only one proper way for me to do this. There's only one proper way for me to do this. Who's the smartest shark in town? Who's the coolest shark around? Skybite. That's him. And we'll compare him to the Generation Skybite. I will tell you now with this guy, for the love of God, I had to go back and refilm him a bunch of times. He was not cooperating with me. But what's funny is he's actually really easy to transform, especially compared to the Generations. The first mistake that I made is I had these two pieces on the wrong shoulders. Then the second mistake I made is when you are collapsing the thighs well up, I didn't tab in, and there's even slots here on the front of his thighs. I didn't tab in the front of his thighs. And I was like, why is the shark not going together right? Very, very specific placement for stuff, but also really smooth. This guy has stood as my Skybite for a long time, but I'm going to tell you now, he's absolutely getting replaced with this guy. I will also tell you now that while that's the only unboxing here now tonight, I still have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 things up and coming that I know of right now that I have over right there. But why ruin the fun and unbox it all now? We know what tomorrow's going to be with the Constructicons. We know Tuesday will be Skybite. What will next Friday be? We'll find that out next Thursday. We'll also find out what the following Tuesday will be next Thursday. See, there's a method to your boys' madness. With that said, thank you for being here tonight and putting up with me and my jaw being a bit wonky. I know I was probably a little more subdued than I usually am. I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know very much how important it is to you. If you are in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring. Or, of course, you can hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button. Stick around and have some fun with us here on the channel. And don't forget, not for a moment, not for a second, that you right there, You do make a difference in the world, and I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres or the old-fashioned way, right here inside the videos.